roughly 72 million Americans collect Social Security payments every single month. And the majority of people are wanting to know, are there any increases coming in 2025, especially under President-elect Donald Trump? Well, the answer is simple. Yes, there are increases coming to Social Security. And today, we're going to go over 4 big increases that are coming in 2025. The first thing I just want you to know is that these increases are already in place. It doesn't matter that Donald Trump is coming in. These increases are going to be here starting on January 1st. So we'll break all these down in just a moment. But all I ask is one thing, takes 2 seconds. Go ahead, hit that like button if you enjoyed these daily updates. And now let's begin. So for the longest time, people have been saying that there's no increase coming for Social Security, and that is completely untrue. There are actually 4 major increases that are coming, some of which are going to impact your benefits, some of which that impact how you qualify for Social Security as well, and one that actually impacts one benefit for healthcare. So I'm going to break these down, but here's what we're going to go off of. This is a list of all the big changes Social Security has already announced for 2025. Now, we're going to go over this, but the first thing you need to understand is that right now, there are a lot of discussions happening in the back end of things regarding Social Security, regarding Medicare, and regarding Medicaid. I've already gone over it several times here on this channel over the past few weeks, but the reason why I'm going over this is because you need to understand what lawmakers are looking at. That the Republican Party is looking at doing a mass deportation event to bring in more, or actually reduce the amount of expenses that would allow them to take that money that we've been spending on illegal immigration, and we can use that for things like Social Security, Medicare, Medicaid, or just bringing down our national deficit. So let's get right into some of the changes that we know are coming, and let's not speculate as to what might happen. Look at this. The first one is the cost of living adjustment. Now, we do have some other things that we need to get to regarding this as well, but first, in 2025, the Social Security recipients will receive a 2.5% cost of living adjustment. This is down from the 3.2% that people received in 2024. Says the average retirement benefit will increase by $49 per month, rising from $1,927 to $1,946. This all starts in January. Okay. Granted, this is the smallest increase Social Security recipients have received in 4 years, but a lot of this has to do with getting away from the pandemic, getting out of these high inflationary years. That was the big issue. When we had inflation at 9%, 8%, 7%, 6%, that was troubling because that increased the cost of food, in gas, in housing. Everything just went up. Now, here's the reason why I want to talk about this, and here's the other thing I want to add to it. Yes, we're seeing a 2.5% cost of living adjustment. That's good. At least it's not zero. The problem is, it might not actually beat inflation. Inflation might be higher than that for 2025. But this is what lawmakers are discussing, potentially changing the way the cost of living adjustment is calculated. Right now, it's not calculated by the CPI-E, which is the Consumer Price Index for the elderly. That's not how it's calculated. And the fact that it's not calculated for people of that age makes people wonder why. Well, the reason why it's not calculated under the CPI-E is simply because that would increase benefits. But right now, Social Security, they don't have those benefits. They don't have additional money. They will be insolvent by 2034. So if lawmakers can fix the insolvency issue, then, according to reports, they will go after how the Social Security Trust Fund and the cost of living adjustment is actually calculated. So we'll see if that actually happens. So that's the first big change coming in 2025. Here's the second one. Medicare premiums. Okay. So Medicare premiums, well, unfortunately, they're going up. I've talked about this before. I actually have a video just on this. It says bad news for those with especially low COLA. As the standard monthly premium for Medicare Part B, which covers doctor visits and other outpatient treatment, is going up from $174.70 to $185 in January. That's a $10.30 extra per month increase. Okay, so if you receive your standard benefit, okay, and let's say it's $1,946. Unfortunately, you're going to get a little bit less. So if you receive that $49 per month increase for your cost of living adjustment, well, it actually is coming down, because if you have Medicare Part B, then you're going to pay additional $10.30 per month. So essentially, you're going to get about a $38.70 per month increase. Again, it's still something, but it's just a little bit over $1 a day. So not much. Here's the next increase. This is actually an important one that you need to know. The full retirement age. Now, the reason why I want to bring this to your attention is because when we are increasing the full retirement age by 2 months per birth year, okay, when we do this, the reason why this is important is because now by increasing it, okay, less people are eligible, and really only by a couple months, but less people are eligible, which means the Social Security Trust Fund is not becoming depleted as quickly. All right, let's read this. It says the full retirement age, or the FRA, is when you qualify to receive your full Social Security retirement benefit based on lifetime earnings. It says the FRA has gradually increased by 2 months per birth year. For those born in 1958, it is 66 years and 8 months. That's your full retirement age. And for individuals born in 1959, it is 66 years and 10 months. People born between May 2nd of 1958 and February 28th of 1959 will reach their full retirement age in 2025. So under current rules, the FRA will cap at 67 for those born in 1960 or later. Keep in mind, there are discussions on the full retirement age. As of right now, they are saying there's going to be no cuts to Social Security, which means your benefits will not be cut, your monthly benefits. But and this comes from both Republicans and Democrats, they have stated in the past that there is likely going to be a need to increase the full retirement age, simply because that, for one, our lifespan is actually increasing, right? As you're with modern medicine and things like that, we're actually able to live a little bit longer. So it's not like we're living an additional 10 years, okay? But it's year, month, whatever it is, right? And so experts do say that yes, we should increase the full retirement age, because now we're able to live longer past that full retirement age. As before, it was a little bit shorter. So that's what experts are saying, which means Democrats and Republicans, all lawmakers are discussing this at this time. Now, if we do see a full retirement age increase from age 67 to age 68, possibly, or age 69, we have heard from multiple experts that say for every year we increase the full retirement age, we actually decrease our lifetime benefits by about 7%. So that's where some are saying that's where the cut is going to take place. But again, we'll see. The next increase, and this is another big one, because this is another thing that they are discussing. Social Security taxes. Now, it says right here, Social Security is funded through a 12.4% tax on most workers' earnings. Employees contribute 6.2% via FICA, payroll withholding, matched by their employers. But self-employed people, they cover the full 12.4% all on their own. Now, this amount, okay, this 12.4%, this amount has been discussed. Could we increase this by 0.1%? Could we increase this by maybe 0.5%? So instead of it 12.4%, maybe it goes up to, let's say, 12.8%, which means the employee contributes to 6.4% and the employer is another 6.4%, coming out to 12.8%. That's been discussed. But according to experts, they say, and according to many lawmakers' aides, they're saying that The only way lawmakers would approve this is if there is another thing coming where we bring taxes down elsewhere. Donald Trump has actually talked about this, where if we can eliminate taxes on Social Security benefits, then maybe we could actually increase the Social Security tax rate, and that would somewhat offset. Again, that's part of discussions, but there's still no bill on it. Here's the next one. It says this tax rate has remained unchanged since 1990, but the income subject to it adjusts annually based on national wage trends. For 2025, the taxable earnings cap is going to rise to $176,100, up from $168,600, which it is currently in 2024. Here's what we have heard before. This number, okay, these numbers right here, the $176,100, $168,600, these have been discussed under the Biden administration. However, President Biden said nobody making less than $400,000 per year would pay a penny more in taxes. What they have discussed is that if we increase this, we increase the taxable earnings cap to, let's say, $250,000, that means any income up to $250,000 will be taxed at 12.4%. 6.2 on your side, 6.2 on your employer's side. Now, if we increase that past that to maybe 400,000, which they've discussed, they've also discussed for the Biden administration, we keep the earnings, the taxable earnings cap where it is, then there will be a gap between $176,100 and $400,000, and then people making upwards of $400,000 will pay an additional tax. That didn't pass either, because that is looking like you're just going after the wealthy individuals. So, where do we go from here? Well, what we do know is that lawmakers are discussing many different changes to Social Security. However, all these changes, like I addressed on one of my previous videos, are all subject to change, but it's all going to hinder off of what Donald Trump and the Trump administration can successfully get done. Can they eliminate taxes on tips and overtime income and Social Security benefits? Possibly. But by eliminating taxes on that, that means we are bringing in less revenue. Well, where else can we bring in revenue? Can it be on the business side? Chances are no, because Donald Trump wants to extend additional business tax breaks, right? Even provide more. Okay, can we bring in additional revenue elsewhere? Like in maybe a tariff on a country like China or Mexico or Canada or Europe, right? Or European countries, right? Could we see this? Possibly. But again, we just don't know. So those are the changes. Okay, these are the 4 big changes that are coming, these increases for 2025 under Donald Trump. But what changes come after he's inaugurated on January 20th, 2025? Honestly, we don't know yet. But as soon as you get information, as soon as you get these updates as to what these changes are going to look like and who they're going to impact, the one thing I can promise you is I will be here and I'll fill you in on all the latest news and updates. But as of today, that is what we know. So again, thank you guys for watching. Consider subscribing, and I'll see you guys on the next one.